Steven Universe is for pussies. All right, Brandon, what was your prompt?
My prompt was, if you had to resurrect any president to be our eternal god emperor, which one would you choose?
Teddy!
Yeah, I also said
No
Teddy.
chance,
Yeah,
it's Teddy all day.
I like Teddy.
It's Teddy.
Yeah.
It'd just be an eternity
There's
of
a
him
one
doing
right
badass
answer.
shit.
Real answer is probably Teddy.
No,
Yeah.
JFK,
No,
but
my-
his head is still like
my
that.
meme
That's the meme answer.
That's the meme answer.
It'd just
But
be we
low-key
just have
my
an
second
eternity
choice.
of Teddy Roosevelt doing cool
He's
shit.
like, I have a bit of a headache, but
Everyone laughs. I have a bit of a headache, but I will continue to lead this country against the communist menace.
someone get me an aspirin.
I'm not sure I'm gonna take
Please
this.
get me an aspirin and a red Solo cup.
I was going to pose Washington, but I like this Teddy impersonation.
Washington's not bad.
JFK!
JFK!
What are you
doing?
Oh my god!
Why'd you say what?
That's JFK, not
It's
Teddy.
That's not Teddy.
Wait, what?
Do you think that was a Teddy impersonation?
I don't know.
I don't know how.
I like the
Everybody on
impersonation.
three.
We have to fear is fear.
Okay, Sorry.
That's a bruh moment.
I don't. I'm sorry that I haven't watched videos of presidential
Cassie,
speeches. That's not what I do in my free
That is a
time.
bruh moment right there.
How do
Okay.
you think Teddy Roosevelt speaks? Do you think that's how he speaks?
Definitely
No, but I
mid-Atlantic accent, like just straight up.
That sounds like a right time, dude.
We're gonna America.
The only
Welcome to the circus of values.
Wait, why
He
don't
only
you
speaks
sounds
to
like
the
a
public
20s
while he's
radio
sitting on a
show.
boat.
Don't worry about all the time.
It's not that great.
And when he's walking around, he's in black and white.
like
Yeah, it's
Sweater
like
than
an
no
area of effect
World
that's
War
black and
Yeah.
white around.
No, even when you look at him, you just see
Destroy
film grain,
24.
and it walks at 12 FPS.
It's a really
Yeah.
jerky
Like,
made
if
of
you
that.
had your
I was thinking of
adolescence
the
and
ERB
childhood during
thing.
that era.
And like every time it's the big
I feel like the early 20s
the
was
entire
better.
section was bad.
That's what
but, like,
kind
that
of
was the good
inspired
part.
this.
Yeah, that was like the
You
peak.
just hear like a constant camera clicking.
And then the
Imagine
piano
being born in
music.
1950
Everything he says
and
is like slight
you're
audio
40,
glitches.
and it's 1955, and now suddenly the world's getting better.
Barely.
Like,
Yeah, that must have
barely.
sucked.
Like
But
your
there was
entire
Korea.
life, the first half of your life has just been ass.
Yeah.
I hate.
Now my grandma lived a good life. She got money.
No.
She worked hard. I respect her.
Damn. Yeah.
Come on down to the circus of values.
Okay.
Is everyone
Yeah.
else president? I want to hear.
Teddy.
I think a lot of us.
Teddy.
Is everyone-
I think everyone likes Teddy a lot.
Everyone loves Teddy.
I like Washington. I don't know enough.
Washington,
No, no,
he owns
Wow.
slaves.
Screw
that
that
means
guy.
you hate black people.
No.
Now,
No, no, no.
defend
I agree with
fascism.
Washington.
Nah.
But
No, no, no.
You can't judge a man by the
I can.
standard society held.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I mean,
Fuck
you
you,
can.
you
Great
stupid.
Britain outlawed slavery like 50 years before them. The French before us too. I could absolutely.
Are
judge.
we British, fucker?
There were abolitionists
At that time,
well
we were.
before we were
Shut
even
the
a country.
fuck up, you.
I will
fucking
judge everyone who owned
royals.
slaves at that time.
Yeah.
Every single person.
Really?
Okay.
Dude, what?
Harshly.
Really?
Yeah.
I would.
No, fuck
I don't. I
you,
feel
you're
like.
wrong.
I feel like it's
No,
like a
because
cop out
even
to say
though
like
he had
moral
slaves,
relativism.
he didn't need slaves.
If there were people that opposed
Wait.
them then,
Yo,
then
who
it's
is
okay
the
to
guy
oppose them
who
now.
like gave an
Yeah.
inaugural
Come on.
address, or not inaugural address, opening speech, and then he got pneumonia and died?
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
The one guy who was president for 1
Yeah, yeah.
And then he died?
Oh my god. Everyone forgets him. I forget his
month. Everyone
name.
forgets
Taylor?
him because he was the
He died.
I
president
know
for
exactly
1
who you're
month.
talking about. What's
I want him to
Oh,
be
maybe
president for
Cleveland.
life just so I could see what he would
See what he would
do.
do.
Just see what missed opportunity.
I know
he
exactly
had.
who you're talking about.
It's gonna be one of
I think it's just
Was it
interesting, like,
Cleveland?
how
No.
weird
No,
people are,
Grover
like, this
Cleveland
historical
was longer,
figures
I
and just
think.
typing
It
them
was.
out.
I
Like
want
Martin
to.
Luther King Jr.
Come on.
was
William
typing
Henry
this shit.
Harrison.
Yeah.
No, yeah, actually,
No,
Henry Harrison.
that's not
Really?
true.
What?
That's a lie.
I mean, besides like,
It's the
okay,
guy who
besides
was-
what
wait.
the CIA says about him, which like
Sorry, who was
Googled
the
it. What do you mean
president?
it's wrong?
Died-
Just
This is a roller coaster
Yeah,
of
and,
emotions.
like, definitely.
One
It's
month.
How'd you get that wrong? You Google.
They couldn't
Take
get
out
on the
on
AIDS
gay
or the
people, and
crack.
like some of his other thoughts are
Yeah,
pretty
wait.
bad.
Probably.
Yeah,
But
it is
everything
William Henry
he
Harrison.
wanted-
William Henry Harrison.
Died a
everything
month
was
after
promoted
taking
in public,
office.
though. Regardless of what he may have been privately,
But like,
it was good.
But at the same time,
Let's
yeah,
go.
by the
What
same
about
time-
Lyndon
So my point is like the
Johnson?
effect he had on the world.
No.
Fuck off! Someone by
Wait,
private,
wait,
like,
yeah,
things-
fifth
oh,
term
sure.
Nixon.
Fifth term.
Nixon.
But like,
But I don't-
Let's go.
God.
But like on a scale
Actually
of like
just
good or
watched
bad people in history, I feel
I
like
mean, he's higher
Give
on
it-
the
gotta
scale.
give
Yeah,
FDR
still judge him
go.
as a private.
Because
I was gonna say
No,
FDR, but I
there's
don't
not
know.
a single
try.
person in history I would say is like
I
had
definitely
no
think
flaws.
Look at Michael
Roosevelt.
I mean, like,
I
he
can come
kind of
up
like
with a
was able to
shitty thing about
based
No,
on
I feel like Roosevelt's a fairly
that's why we don't know
uncontroversial.
what
Roosevelt,
things,
no,
like,
yo,
Teddy's the
help us
best
humanize
choice.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'd give it
That's
to
why-
a shot.
that's
You
why-
get
Yeah,
like
we had a
it's like
crippled-
Ro-
No,
Roosevelt
you're right.
kind
It's
of
not like a
president.
formal
What a world
Irish
we
Irish.
I give
Let's
it a
bring
dynasty.
back Ulysses S. Grant.
And they're both actors. They're both like they both did a good job.
This like
Alright,
hype book,
like-
it's
Well, I guess a lot of
They were
people did
competent.
that.
Let's bring back
Yeah.
Ulysses
Yeah.
Kind of
S.
a secret.
Grant.
It's kind of a secret,
Let's do it,
yeah.
boys. Let's.
But like,
That's
because
just
then it would
true.
show that
Most
we are
people-
weak
Lead us
or
to
something.
victory.
Here comes the Sherman.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird because if
Very few
anything,
people
you
as a
wow,
general,
right?
I still like him.
No,
Yeah, bring him
like,
alive,
he
then
can't
let
even
him.
stand. Look at how
There
much
we
of a
go.
toll
Then he
that
burns down
inside.
China.
It's promoted
It's
heavily
like-
like help
this
us
is
learn
going in
how to
very
be
hard.
better
Wait,
people.
Wait, the world
Boosting
situation has
morale.
changed a lot.
Yeah.
No, we're
Yeah.
going
Yes.
in.
Yeah.
Trust me,
Or
trust
whitewash
me.
them,
My
so
strategy is
I'm against like
timeless.
I'm not passing this up
Like I don't
again.
like
The madman
looking
actually
up to
succeeds.
people.
Yes.
I look up to ideas.
He would, too.
That some people might.
Yeah,
but
I agree with that.
I never
That's
look
a
up
good
to
point.
people. I hate
People
that.
are just people at the end of the day.
Because I hate like
Well, that one's
cults
a
of
little shitty.
personality. I
Like,
feel like
we
it's the
talk
worst
about,
thing
like,
you can do.
All
Like-
the big idols have pretty shitty, done pretty shitty things. Like Gandhi, though.
All right,
this guy's
lobotomite.
cool, right?
Because it'll always
Harassment
come out that
around
that
him.
person
Smooth.
actually
Yeah,
does
did
something.
something.
So you focus on like
Yeah,
whatever
what
idea
do you think about Gandhi? Apparently, he like sexually harassed his
Gandhi?
followers. I don't
Gandhi
know, I don't
sus.
believe that.
No, yeah, Gandhi sucks.
Gandhi
Gandhi
needs me
sus.
to fuck Gandhi.
Gandhi was so racist.
Oh, Gandhi was hella racist. Yeah,
Yeah, that's what's
no, that's
India,
true.
He was like
He's
tier
Indian.
A, whites and Indians, tier B, black people.
Even worse, he convinced India to free themselves from Britain. That was just a bad move. It's only
Can't
been
agree with that.
downhill since then.
If they stayed, they'd still be part of a superpower.
Yeah, that's true.
No, but I think,
but
Honestly, though, like
also
Asians
very-
are
Also,
one of the
also,
people.
also,
This is true.
Churchill also
Maybe that's
let
the move.
6 million
But that- but
die
it-
just
yeah.
casually. So
Ask
As
for-
like
ask
just
for va- ask to be
India, where just,
vassal.
like after like we have a bunch of
Request
opposing,
subjugation.
racial groups,
Yeah.
like cultural identities around each other, gonna go more racist because you can identify with that singular group more,
oh yeah,
and as opposed to like a very diverse place.
I look like this person, therefore I belong.
Again, it's because we want to fit in. We want to have a group. No one likes
and Africa in
being-
particular is literally the most diverse country on the planet. Like
Except
there's
just killing
there's
each
a
other.
ridiculous.
They're too diverse.
I'm so
They-
sorry.
They
You're
are
right.
different
I meant to
continents.
say like
Every
on it.
point now
Eric,
is
you
No, as a
fucking
region.
smooth brain.
Because within each country in Africa, there's
Okay, retard.
Let him speak,
no,
guys.
listen to
Shut
me.
up.
In comparison to any other place on Earth, like Africa has the most like ethnicities between. That's
Yes.
why it's
Yeah.
like it's a problem to just like take people like
That's
look
why we
similar.
But then
or
again,
whatever.
it's like it's not really like
Yeah, there's like
that's
an
why
absurd
South
amount
Africa
of
is
languages.
civilizations. It's more
It's
like a
tribes.
number of tribes.
No, yeah, I just mean like people groups, like ethnicities, whatever you want to like slice it as. But there's
but
like
on
way
a
more
global
of that.
scale that doesn't exactly sit well when like because you don't exactly like
My point is most people don't
out of the
think
entire
that.
continent, not one really stands out above the rest.
To us, it doesn't.
Yeah, well,
But
that's
to them,
because,
it makes a big difference.
because
That's
it's
why
not a
they're-
really unified continent at all. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's very
That's
much
why.
at war with
Who
itself.
has a better chance
Like-
of recovering, like South America or Africa?
Probably South
Probably
America.
South America.
because everyone's already in
Nah.
cities.
Barely.
Like I'd say
No,
South America got
South
less
America
fun.
Not
has so
everyone.
many, like, everyone is
They shouldn't
concentrated
have been
in
south.
cities.
Pretty
I
much
feel like
everyone-
Yeah.
everyone is
Yeah.
always
Yeah.
like one of those
But
indigenous
Really?
Also,
people.
isn't
It's
South
being
America-
murdered
I
and
low-key
raped.
feel like
South
Africa.
America is way more technologically
Yeah.
I
advanced.
feel
Yeah,
like
better technology,
I
some
feel like
places at the
Africa,
same time.
honestly. One, it's way bigger.
Yeah.
So you have way more areas to like. If there was like a
Yeah, if we had a
cataclysm,
unified Africa, I'd be more for like a unified, like well-armed Africa than like a well-armed South America.
Like an EU, but Africa? Or
Yeah,
you mean
yeah.
like, it was
Yeah.
like,
There's-
but
yeah,
like
there's
a
the African
competent
Union
one.
is already
Like
a
a common
thing.
one, yeah, that'd be more.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Like one that mattered.
exactly. Well, to be fair, the EU doesn't matter itself. So.
I mean, like they. Kind
Well, like South America, like taking everything as it is now, like a unified Africa is way more possible than South America.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like
And if you-
every single country there, even though it's like cities and like proper civilization with like global trade, they're all like
It's very-
every other one of them is in like complete poverty and
Yeah.
like their currency is worth nothing.
And
You know,
South
like,
America
they're
doesn't
not-
have the resources
Yeah.
also that
Yeah.
Africa does. Like there's some
Yeah.
areas like Venezuela's a load of oil, but that's it.
Yeah.
You know, it's
yeah,
like
I mean
Africa-
Argentina has cigarettes.
if you like if you united Africa, you could get literally any resource on Earth.
Exactly,
But South
but
America, you
that's why all the
still have to
companies go
import
there.
That's
something.
why it's electric
Slave.
boogaloo.
That's why China bought it.
Yeah.
Yeah. it's-
Yeah,
oh
'cause
my
Africa's
god, Belt and
desert,
Road.
then Mediterranean. Well,
Fuck that.
Mediterranean, then desert, then jungle, then like savanna, then like Mediterranean again. Like you have the entire thing. So
But
Yeah,
in
Africa
it's not
is
one
huge.
climate.
But in South America, it's like jungle and mountains.
Yeah.
literally, yeah. There's no like huge plains or
then,
anything,
like,
so you can't do
penguins.
There's
that.
a lot of fertile land on Africa that's
Cocaine.
like
Extremely.
they can't,
Yeah,
like, take advantage
cocaine.
of it.
Prostitutes.
Yeah, they don't want the
Cocaine and
Somehow
prostitution.
border
Two
lines
indigenous
are really
species.
positive.
Yeah.
Or unified Africa would like be a better thing than like a unified South America.
Yeah, there's way more potential in Africa by far. There's also way more people. There's like
Yeah.
2 billion people
Yeah.
in Africa.
With unification, are we assuming like technological advances? Because
Yeah, okay, like-
I feel like
Inherently.
that plays
I mean,
a
if you
role.
unify every single country in Africa, have one currency, have one government, they can coordinate stuff.
And
So
communications
easily. Yeah.
also.
But they would never be
You could have
one
the funds
state.
Yeah.
to have
There's too much
infrastructure
tribal
to.
wars and just like not enough infrastructure. It's like
I mean, there's just so many different countries.
immediately
We
became,
wouldn't
like,
be
the
able
third
to
largest
decide.
there's too much
economy.
vested interest by like other companies in like keeping Africa the way it is right now. To like
China.
Yeah.
yeah, like Exxon too.
China's one big company.
It's true.
China is actually just a giant company.
That's a
But
wait,
no.
That's
They're
a
communist guys. They're
No, the socialist
Totally, dude.
Chinese
Oh, what was I gonna
characteristic.
They added. What did they add?
Oh,
Remember I talked about Xi Jinping thought?
Oh,
Like they
yeah.
added that to their constitution.
Yes.
Just his name. They're trying to make him the new Mao.
They
No,
are. They really
he's
are.
president for life now.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
dude. Remember when I
They're
was
the
just
poster
talking about
That's
Mongasha with
usually
stuff
step
like
one.
in class?
What?
What?
Just like talking like Mongasha about like the China stuff that I really care about to get out of
Oh
class.
yeah, that's right.
Man, I hate China too much.
Yeah, Chasm would tell our old Chinese teacher that Taiwan is its own country, not a region. She is from Beijing. She's
Just a hyper,
Oh,
just a
God.
hyper, so she can go on a rant. For a
Say
little
that, and then
She
make sure
was
Jasper
actually-
is also in the class, and then tell him the
Taiwan.
opposite.
That's
Oh,
funny.
yeah.
I had a
Number
Chinese
one.
Chinese teacher,
yeah.
which is
Alright.
funny.
We have Jasper.
Yeah, Mainlander.
bit. No.
I was just gonna say it's interesting that someone just now pointed out that the reason that Africa isn't developing and unifying
That was
is
me.
because other countries are preventing it from it.
Well, yeah.
Which made me think of our alien conversation, which made me think, what if we are being kept from progressing to a point where we can have a certain technology because it's beneficial for other people?
The
aliens
So what aliens?
But I think we are
Yes.
progressing at an exponential
The
rate.
aliens
Like,
don't
we have,
care
it's like
that
we,
much.
Yeah,
so like we haven't really been like stopped yet.
Yeah.
It's just the aliens just they
Don't
just,
care.
they just don't care. They really.
So like maybe
don't
they
care.
will stop us eventually, but they haven't
I mean,
stopped
What
us
if
but-
we
yet.
could like
but the more
increase
you learn-
factorial rate,
Also,
and
the
they're
more you
slowing
learn
us
about
down.
science, the more you realize how much we do not know at all.
No,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
There
pretty
is
obvious,
that's
though.
inherent.
World
yeah.
for everything we know, there is so much information we don't
Oh, we
know.
still haven't figured out
fair, we don't
lasers
even
or
know
rail
much.
guns
We
from
We
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
even know about the human brain. We don't even know about a lot of it. That's literally a
We
part
don't even
of
know
us.
how to create life.
We don't even
like
have
we know what it's made of,
lightsabers.
but we don't know how to.
Yeah,
start
we're
the-
such amateurs.
We don't
Can't
even.
even.
We don't know what consciousness is.
you
we don't
can't?
know that.
Yeah, we don't know a lot of.
Yeah, come
things.
on, guys. You
hard
can't
to.
create
Chris did
life.
that as a party trick the other day. Like, come on.
Actually, to be
guys?
fair,
Actually,
I can't
impregnated
create
I
myself.
learned it from a
haven't-
13-minute
we've-
YouTube
We've
video.
not
What are
yet
you guys
taken
doing?
a step with the blood
By
of the sun.
a 13-year-old.
Yeah, it was an unboxing video.
Here's like one of those
Windows.com?
like the ones where it like opens up with like notepad and it's like, hey guys.
Yeah.
And then there's like
It's
backspace.
the 09 soundscape.
And like it's just like just kind of laggy. And they have that like one free recording software that's a giant.
Yes,
little
but
circle
like
around
the
it.
way into
Yeah.
with webcam
The-
2 or
The
whatever.
desktop is always
Unregistered hypercam.
Yeah.
Yes.
They type like a
Webcam
monkey
2.
on Notepad to
God
do their
damn.
YouTube tutorial.
Yeah.
They backspace every line.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yo.
Oh, that takes me back.
Those are OG.
takes
Dude,
me
like,
back.
when we showed days, like,
on
oh
my
my
Alpha
God.
1.12 memories.
Guys has no idea what we're talking about.
I was gonna say I've never seen any of these. I'm really enjoying the descriptions of them.
old ass YouTube is like.
The
Old
guy
ass
also,
YouTube
the guy also
is
can't
amazing.
type either, so
It's
we
a
just like,
bootleg.
Honestly, I liked old ass YouTube better than.
I do like old
Oh,
ass
it's too
easily.
corporate now, but
That
like,
YouTube was fucking terrible.
YouTube is.
I liked
accessible.
old everything
dude,
better than
YouTube's dying off.
well, not everything.
No,
Twitch is
YouTube's
dying
growing
off.
I liked old
YouTube
medicine,
is so-
bleaching, and vaccines
my
that were
favorite.
just like cow blood. That was my favorite.
I missed Mercury tonic.
No one actually makes
Preludes.
money off of YouTube now. It's just like
Everyone
advertisements,
makes some money off
sponsors,
of
Oh,
and-
Patreon.
Every
and
single
merch.
video is just
and merch.
clickbait.
Yeah.
Pisses me
They
off.
make money off Dollar Shave Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
NordVPN.
Sponsors.
And
NordVPN.
Loot Crate.
Honey.
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 Honey's actually pretty good. Though.
Orange Mobile.
Well, oh god.
Squarespace.
Audible.
Oh no, you're
Where's those
Audibles.
Audible
No.
double ads on YouTube Mobile.
Oh, double ads suck.
Ah,
Why do
YouTuber.
they-
That's the single worst thing they could have done.
To incentivize you to pay for stuff.
Yeah,
No.
like my
They
YouTube Red
incentivize you to need to
subscription.
turn ad
Incentivize.
block
That's a
on.
funny way of
It
brainwashing.
incentivizes them to suck this
And
dick.
Incentivizing is like
fucking off
the nice way
myself
to
and
call it.
watch 2 ads now.
Honestly, like that's anyone who has not retarded could just watch it on their computer with it.
Yeah.
Dude,
Ad
it's
block.
so weird thing a lot of people don't use
Expecting
ad
a lot.
Let's
block.
fucking jailbreak your
Just
phone
the
and put ad
retard.
block on that, or?
Yeah, if you
Like,
can.
Yeah, if you can.
It's just weird to me. Like, I think it's such common sense to have an ad block on your computer, but like, it's not.
There's an absurd amount of people that don't.
Oh, yeah.
It's
There's
actually
people,
bizarre to me.
Like, yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah,
when
I know,
you,
right?
When
Like,
you
you-
see someone,
I
wow.
mean, there's
Because
some
for me,
people-
it's the internet
Like
is
in the
literally
last kids, like
unusable
our age in
at that.
college, like without ad block on the computers, like freaks me out a little.
Yeah,
It's
Yo,
unusable. to
actually
me. I
facts.
can't.
But if I'm using the computer in the library, I'll just put ad block on the.
I do that too. Yeah.
It always throws me
I
for a
did
loop
that at
when I see
Lazard,
someone
yeah.
who's like
Yeah,
our age do
exactly.
like the hunt and peck typing,
Right?
Oh boy.
or like when
I-
they.
Oh, like
Define
that?
hunting.
They can't, oh, they can't,
my mom?
they can't even pretend to type for real.
Yeah. No.
I think I'd be lost if I didn't know how to type properly.
Oh, for real.
Like, it would take me so long
I
to
would
do
die.
papers.
I would
I
not
love how we
be
had like
alive
typing
right now.
classes back in like elementary
Yeah.
school.
That is the single
I'm so-
best
yeah.
class that we ever took.
I still
Yeah.
can't really
I'm
type
actually
for reals in
like-
practice, but still I just don't like,
pretty fast.
Exactly. I can't use like
Okay,
I can type quickly.
Low-key,
my
yeah.
own.
RuneScape
Exactly.
made me really
I can-
fast.
I
at
don't
typing.
think
Where's the
Just
fast
because
type?
I can do like 80.
no other class.
I've never
is designed
tested
for
it, but I can
RuneScape.
like.
I have to take a test for it.
I
that's
don't
why.
remember. I used to, there's like that game that you can play.
Type racer,
Yeah,
yeah.
type racer.
Yo,
Yeah.
this
I don't
one
remember
girl.
how
If
I
you can
got
type
it.
30 words a minute, like you're golden.
I
For
can-
life.
You're above
I'm
average.
at
my
30.
hands.
I think 30 is
My
average.
hands do not do
I
much
think
to home.
30 is
Right?
average.
It's
No,
low end
50
for me
is
now.
average.
I would say 50
No,
or
it's
60 is
30.
average.
No, it's.
Yeah,
I know. I'm telling you right now. 30. It is a fact. 30 is average.
That's really
No,
slow.
I know because I did. 'cause,
It is really slow,
I think
but
it's
if you can
30
type
is
that
hella slow.
fast,
It is slow,
you're
but it is
like
average.
you're like
Yeah.
invaluable to people.
Dude, because
Like my parents don't even
Just
type
an
that.
Yeah, when I applied for my internship, he was like, "Can you type?" And I was like, "Yes." He's
I
like, "So
have
you don't need
fingers,
someone to type
yes.
for you?" And I was like, "No."
A
because
typist is at 100 words per minute,
No, no.
Yeah.
and
That's like a
Oh,
court.
no.
someone
stenographer
who's
kind of-
good is like 50 to 60.
How big are these words?
Yeah.
What's the?
Just like
Or
average.
just
grammar.
like
average.
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 I mean,
I type
like
like
if you
start
learn,
out
if you're a
passage.
reporter and you learn shorthand, you can write like 300 words a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean type. I
You
mean
have an
type.
internal code that
No,
you
because
come up with.
Like a type.
for me, because I have to type like a lot of scripts because I don't electronic from the doctors. I can go through like I don't know, like 5 a minute, which is pretty fast. Because doctors are fucking retarded.
Yeah, they are.
Damn. No, there's
Yeah.
this
Do
one
you ever
girl-
get
How much
something
you
and it's
teach
just like a bunch
doctors how
of
to
just like
do
some
signature?
way, it like a straight line with some wiggles in
I
it,
guess
and then you're like, I don't know what this
drugs
means.
that don't
Hieroglyphics.
actually exist. I have to call the office and be like, yeah, this drug doesn't exist. Please call us back.
Me typing the word that I think they're talking about into the computer and seeing if a similar word pops up because they're like prescribing something. I'm like, I don't know what this means.
No, my goodness. It's just like the people get so pissed. I'm like, I'm sorry, yo. Your doctor, like, the date's wrong. It can't take it. Sorry, go home. Leave me be. It's
People don't like hearing no.
Get out of my Walgreens, idiot.
Dude, but the thing is, like, say your doctor puts like the 7th of, like, the 6th of August, right? Like, I know it's meant for today, right? But I can't fill it because that's a crime. I don't want the DA coming into me and fisting me and auditing me because I sold you Norco a day early. Go, come back tomorrow. Get a new script from your doctor. That's all I can really do. They complain. They bitch.
It is really it is really strict.
Yeah, because
With good reason.
But it
office.
should
No, but
be.
for like
You don't
for
get
no,
that.
it's strict for it's good that it's strict. It's strict for a lot of stuff that's like
But people just
shouldn't
don't
be
care.
strict.
I mean, if people weren't
So is
retarded,
everything
they would do it.
administrative. When I went to the DMV when I was like getting my license for the whatever, it was like empty, right? Which was like great. And I was like, this is great. So there's like the whole line thing that you have to wait in. And so I went under them because there
Oh,
was
I was
no one
gonna say,
there.
why
They
would
yelled
you
at me.
do
They
that?
made me walk back and go walk through the entire line because protocol.
You have to
so
follow the
stupid.
rules.
And then they made me
very-
take a number and sit
quickly.
down
People
for like
all
10
the
minutes and then they
rules,
called me.
people
They're
are
robots.
just
Like
Yeah, no, but it's like because it's like you can't.
Without-
rules are so
without
strictly
that,
set. Yeah.
Everyone would do that.
I mean,
Yeah.
would it have been so hard just to follow the
I
lines to
hate
begin with?
that mindset.
No, because
Yes.
the thing
With
is,
the
the
rules
thing
She
is,
was young and
strict
reckless.
that you have
She
to
was
blindly
she
follow
was
it. You
wild.
no, the thing is
Follow
that
it.
procedure is necessary to control situations, but there are some situations in which procedure it isn't
So like, why
necessary.
couldn't you just follow the
But
rules?
because people aren't intelligent enough to
afraid.
make that distinction, they always have to enforce it.
So like, why didn't you just follow the
and they're
rules?
just afraid.
because
Yeah.
because
You're only
it's,
allowed to hop on your left foot on the black squares to get your seat. Why didn't you do that?
Fuck you.
it just perpetuates redundancy.
But like,
It
it's just
feels
the way
like
it is.
Redundancy
Get over
is
it.
would,
good.
like,
Redundancy.
execute
How's it
you for
prevent
like
failure?
the
Yeah.
dumbest shit.
Redundancy
I mean,
is
I
the
mean-
is the
It's
greatest
like, well, the
is the
gods
greatest
wanted it.
mechanism.
Dude,
It's
'cause,
the
like,
greatest failsafe.
It
to be
is.
Yeah.
quite honest, there's a lot of doctors that will like kill the patients just because like they make dumb mistakes.
Yeah.
Like they get this one lady fucking pills that she was allergic to, and she would have died if we didn't know.
Oh my god.
Because she's allergic to penicillin. The doctor gave her penicillin. So,
I read an
Wow, what
article-
unfortunate mistake.
Who was I? I was telling someone. One of you, I was telling about the article about a surgeon who accidentally removed this woman's liver because
was
he
me.
thought it was a tumor.
You told me about that one.
Why is that guy a surgeon?
No, because she had some deformed. There was some deformation where it didn't look like a normal liver, and it was like in her medical history, but like he didn't read that, and then he was like accidentally took out her liver, which
think
is
that'd be important
not
for a
great.
so I mean, it also was like threatening her life. You kind of.
You like it?
Yeah. But it's also like that wasn't even what the procedure was for. Like, if you cut someone open and there's something weird in there, you aren't authorized to take it out. You
Yeah,
can't
but
just be like,
okay,
well,
yeah.
that looks weird, I'm
Okay,
gonna
okay,
take
let's
it
just
out.
let's just try it, see what happens. Like
Yeah.
What's
so
the worst that
that's a person.
what's the
Yeah.
worst that could happen?
They
They
die.
die, yeah.
Yeah.
There's
But they don't really think about them as people necessarily.
At least this.
Like,
guy.
I mean,
It's
like,
a
if you had to
for some
cut,
people, it's like an assembly line.
Yeah.
yeah, like if you had to cut someone open on a daily basis, I don't think that you would want to think about them as a person.
No,
no,
Probably
yeah,
not.
you have to disassociate yourself, or else you get like mentally exhausted. You
Yeah,
can't,
like,
Seems
if you
kind
were
of
working in a
dangerous. I
morgue-
say
Like,
just
that
have
would
loads
then
of
take up
surgeons
your
and don't
entire
have them work
life.
that often.
No, because surgeons
You know?
that work with them, like,
Just
they
Of
just
course,
do it
people
on
I think
their
it
own.
also
surgeons.
happens naturally.
Because, like,
Of
you
course
just
people
you do it
become
often enough, like
surgeons.
3 days a week.
Yeah,
that's
I get
a
that.
lot.
I get used to it.
Not enough
well, that's
people
why we
actually
just
do
need
it.
robotic surgery ASAP. You don't
Yo,
have
Yes.
people to deal with that.
facts.
We need robotic surgery.
Well,
Yes.
No, no,
robotically
robotic-
assisted is really cool. Like the one where you put your hand in
Yeah.
the glove
Yeah,
and then it
that's
does like you move your hand an inch and it
No,
moves it
remove
like.
human doctors entirely. Only
No,
robots.
no,
dangerous.
that
I'm
would
legit
not
about
work.
that because
That wouldn't
it's
work.
scary the amount
want
of human
a
doctors
very
that
specialized doctor
mess
to
up.
oversee stuff, but
you,
like
the
they
rate of
just,
doctors
like,
messing up is
Yeah.
like way higher than
Yeah.
Wait, did anyone take
That's 'cause
econ in
medicine,
high
I
school
feel
with
like it's
Dorsey
changing
Gordon?
and advancing rapidly,
Okay.
but not enough
He
doctors
showed
are
us that
picking it up.
video with the
doctor's
with the
opinion
robots
what
taking
you're
over
diagnosed
literally
with.
every
So,
human
like,
job.
It's,
Oh, yeah.
you're always
Yeah.
going to have a risk.
That's
Maybe
problem.
think-
I mean,
Yeah,
no
but, like,
doctor
I
know
looked it
everything.
up.
I mean, if you
You have a
have
global
Actuaries have
supercomputer
less
with
than
every
5%.
history of every patient
Yay.
ever.
I'm
It can
allowed to
make the
survive
most
in this
accurate.
no, it
economy.
wouldn't because
Yeah,
those,
let's
those the machines do so well.
They
because
already do it.
they can
IBM
make-
has Watson.
I
That's
know
what
they
they're
do
doing.
that, but they do it based on the doctors like diagnosing of the doctors like what the doctors have ruled out, and then from there they can go, okay, doctor ruled out X, Y, Z, then it must be A.
No, but a computer can look at someone's symptoms that may be so rare for something, but it'll have way
Yeah.
more data and be able to think that it would make a connection that a
Exactly.
doctor
Yeah.
I'm
would
saying
never
Yeah.
make.
you could do it assisted, but a doctor can't do it by.
I think what Chasm's saying is a doctor would need the machine would need to be heavily programmed by a doctor. But like you do have a good point. Like I'm working on a case right now where this guy he was in the hospital and everyone thought it was this one thing and then he died and they were like, oh lol, it was this other thing that's super rare in the United States and we didn't
Yeah.
recognize the symptoms because it was this like really
That
rare
happens all the
thing.
time because diseases are weird. There's no disease that will always have this.
Also
set of
they
symptoms.
manifest themselves differently in every
Yeah.
individual
Like
person.
every illness always has some weird symptom that rarely happens, but
Yeah, it's hard to tell.
Yeah.
that's
But-
what computer's good at,
Misdiagnosis.
making
Yeah.
random connections you would never.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you had a cough, a runny nose, and a sore throat, you
Yeah.
could either have the common cold,
Or death.
the flu, or HIV. You know, it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
or like any number
I
of
picked
other
the last
things.
one.
Yeah, it's definitely the last
But
one.
also,
every
I
time.
don't know. I
Without
feel
any-
like I wouldn't want
Andrew
robot
doesn't
doctors
do that.
completely
I
because
wish
I don't
they
know.
did.
Yeah, no,
It would take
robot
forever
surgeons
before
I
it to
agree
take
with,
over,
but
but
robot
they would
doctors,
assist.
no way.
Yeah.
Because doctors have to make like a compassionate connection with their person.
Same thing with, I don't know. I feel like with a surgeon,
No,
like
because
It's, I'm
if
down
you
for
are
entirely
cold-
robotic surgery.
No,
'Cause
I-
just-
yeah,
I
robotic
trust
surgery,
like
I was
not
just-
robotic doctors.
I'm just
no,
like
we
that.
need
I don't
doctors.
trust people.
Surgeons,
I trust.
surgeons
No,
learn
I
enough.
trust machines.
No,
But
surgery,
still,
I
like,
don't wrong with
doctor,
surgery or something
doctor,
unexpected
still-
happens to surgery. I don't think the machine
You
can
still
make
need
enough
like a
accurate
doc,
calls.
like human
as
doctor.
Yeah,
experienced
no,
doctors.
you need a
Yeah.
doctor to oversight
But there
it.
still needs to be a
Yeah,
doc, like an
because, like,
actual human.
unless you need to do a machine learning algorithm, but that would take years to work out. That would take so long
The
to
other
work
thing
out.
is like
I don't
doctor-
trust
I feel like
anything.
for a lot of
I trust
decisions
software.
too, it's
Eric,
kind
I
of
would
like-
agree with you. I trust a software over an experienced doctor.
Absolutely.
But an experienced doctor, I would take over. a
Yeah,
robot
I
doctor.
actually
because
would.
no, the machine. But the thing is, with the machine, like you would need some sort of machine learning algorithm, and that
Yeah,
would take
that's what they're
no,
doing.
but that
No.
would take time, and that would take the machine messing up a ton of times to be like, oh,
No,
well, you know,
because
the last 100
no.
times this happened.
They wouldn't employ it like until it's ready to go. Like they'd be
Yeah,
training
no.
it on
And they'd have
simulations
like
over
fake
and over
bodies
and over
and
and
stuff
over and over.
that would
Yeah,
try
they
Yeah.
to
can
get
still
them.
practice
No, that's
the
true.
cadaver.
They wouldn't just be like, all right, it's the
But
first
at the
human
same
in.
time, like-
we don't know what's
I would-
gonna.
I
Don't know
agree.
what's
We're
gonna
just
happen.
gonna slice
This
this
is
guy's
to
neck
know
open.
It's gonna
It's
go
for
well before they
science.
try.
Exactly, but that's the
It's like
problem.
an auto.
The thing is,
It's like self-driving
human
cars.
bodies are shit.
yeah.
So many
Yeah.
things can go wrong. during
They're also
surgery.
really
I don't think
unpredictable.
A machine can make the proper calls.
Yeah, whether or not
100%
it's the
of time.
doctor's fault.
Well,
also.
that's
No,
why.
but
That's
doctors don't
precisely
make it
why
100% of the
doctors
time either.
absolutely cannot account for everything because they're only human. They're only one brain. A computer is
But I can't
billions
Bless
of
you.
brains.
But I don't think a computer can make all the right calls. Like,
Yeah.
as a-
I-
Also,
I'm not a
wait,
doctor.
Eric, have you?
It'll have
Yeah,
a
they
lot
would.
more.
Eric, have you seen the
More
movie
calls
I,
than
Robot?
necessarily be the
I have.
best calls.
Okay,
It's been a
so
while,
That's-
but like, yeah.
Okay.
I've seen a
Because
lot of
human
AI
experience
stuff.
can make a huge difference in surgeries.
I'm not
But
talking
yeah,
about
but the
doctors.
way you
That's-
would replace that is by having it be machine learning and have a large database of.
Yeah.
that's
No,
I'm talking
about-
about-
no, not replacing
I'm
it
not
with
like
robots,
getting
replacing
assisted
it
by
with-
machines, which is I'm a huge fan of. But like, I'm not saying like you
I
can
wouldn't-
take
No,
humans
but, like,
out of
this-
it.
There's
This
also
is-
there's also the compassionate aspect of
No,
like
no, that's for
Yeah,
doctors.
but that
and
would become
not
the
really
role.
surgeons.
Like, basically, I wouldn't say like just take whatever the machine says, no question. It would be like, You'd have the machine and have
And
the
then
job.
have
yeah, and, like,
no,
the
it'd be to
decision.
analyze,
Yes, but
analyze the data
No,
that the
I-
machine
Oh,
gave.
if
It's
there
like,
was-
damn,
no,
I didn't
yeah.
see
I
this. So if it's
would think
legit,
I feel like
then they
also
could-
if there's like a
also
big
there.
Yeah, there wouldn't
decision
be a
that needs
person
to be
overseeing
made,
it.
Yeah.
it
It'd
would
be a
need
human.
to be. It would be like,
Yeah.
oh, this
Yeah.
looks not right. Should we do something about
Yeah,
this?
I-
And then it would require manual.
the computer doctor would just be an analyzer, and humans could look at the analysis and look at what it found out.
But in a
that's all
surgery,
it would be.
when things are happening really quickly,
Well, that's a surgeon robot's not a doctor robot. A surgeon robot's just a perfect
Doctor Robot.
It's-
engineered
that's a
machine
robot.
That's
to
a new
conduct
TV show,
surgery.
boys.
You know,
Like,
it's not
that a doctor
not
would
the one
make
making
a
the
call.
call.
guys,
The surgeon
guys.
says, "Oh, there's a
Wait, Eric, do you mean like
there's an
an
appendix
actual
that needs
robot
to be
itself
taken
cutting
out."
you open
The
and
robot would
surgery
only
for
take
you,
out
or,
the
like,
appendix.
yeah,
It would
doctor
only be
behind-
do
No,
done
no,
do
but
what
it would,
it's told.
right
It
now we
wouldn't
already
actually,
have
like-
robotic
yes. And what if
surgery
you
where
start
someone's
taking out the
controlling
appendix and
arms.
something
Yeah.
unexpected
But
happens and you need to act quickly?
Eventually, it'll
Then
get to a
they-
point where
they have
we
the
can,
thing where you can
it
manually
do it
take over the
automatically.
robot.
Eric means completely like as like a completely robotic surgeon, like a robot
Eventually.
itself doing cutting you
I
open.
feel
and
like
surgery.
it needs to be all or nothing.
Yeah, no, you need a doctor
Like if
to
you're
like
going to
oversee
implement it,
I mean,
like
right now
don't
we already do
don't
have
try to
that.
like ease people into it. Just drop it on them.
Also, I think
Don't give people
No,
a
guys.
choice, because as soon as you
Big
give people
thing.
a choice, people get all wishy washy.
Do you know how laser eye surgery works?
yes.
It's exactly
Yeah.
that.
Shoot someone in the
You
face with
get
laser
trapped
beam.
in, and for hours they just make sure everything is lined up perfectly. And then the
Hours.
actual, literally.
Yes. Yes. Do you realize how? Yeah.
Hours.
Also, no, but also
Oh,
a
I thought you
person.
were
And
talking
then,
about
and then
LASIK.
the actual, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
LASIK.
I thought LASIK
They
was
strap
like
you
in
in
and out
and
the same
then
day.
procedure-
The actual
Quick-
surgery takes about
quick.
2 seconds, and it's just a laser. It's not a person doing that.
But you
Well, they
do
used
realize
to
a
do it
person
that way,
goes
but-
through and does the calculations.
Yes.
And they do a lot with that. My
that's my
professor last
idea.
semester actually did that. He was like, yeah, I was like new at this job, and like my job was to make sure that people's eyes didn't get cut off because I had to figure out the exact amount to cut
Yeah,
off. And
because
I was like, oh, okay.
I trust a machine to make that microscopic incision over a human hand any day. So
Yes,
I'm
but-
thinking scale that up once machines get even more and more and more complex. Eventually, I feel like we'll get comfortable.
I agree with that,
Already at
but-
the precision
more
that we need, it's
sophisticated.
just like they need the more specific range of numbers.
We wouldn't
Yo,
be able to do
guys.
laser eye surgery without robots.
Guys,
like
this
that.
is exactly the same debate as autonomous driving in cars.
Yeah, no, it is.
I don't like that.
Which
See,
I'm
I'd rather
super
have a
for.
human.
Nah.
You'd rather have a
Nah.
human drive? There's
Over
so many
40,000
more human
over
accidents that could
40,000
be
auto
avoided.
What about-
accidents
okay,
a
so
year
the thing about-
in
the
the
thing
United
is-
States alone.
Driving
Yes, but the thing is with a
actually
human, I know that they're gonna screw up, so I'm more on guard. If there's an autonomous car, I will let my guard.
Then what do you
Like,
feel?
Oh
then
my
how do you
gosh.
feel about
You know
autopilot?
people are
in
gonna wear
planes?
seatbelts, so it's fine if I crash into them.
oh
you
no,
know?
I don't. When I
Get
go
used to having cars too, like
when I
that.
drive, I assume people are on their phones. I don't assume that anyone's a good driver.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's just that's smart.
Exactly.
That's true.
And with autonomous cars, people will. If you're
No,
sitting in a
but,
car,
like-
Well,
let's say for example, there's an
trained
issue.
to,
like-
the
okay.
autonomous cars are
Safe
trained to think that
assumptions.
well.
It's
They're
trained
trained
to-
to be literally react to anything faster than anything.
I would rather be in control of my own life than with the car. in control
Ooh,
of my
no,
own.
The robot would do a
I
much
would
better
not.
job.
I would not. They would do so
The
much.
number one
Yes, they
killer
would.
of
But-
people is
But if they
people
did,
screwing up.
but let's say I were in
Yeah.
a car that was being autonomously driven and it did crash or something happened or
What about
a dog ran
planes?
down the road and then there's a car
Same
coming
thing
across and I had
happens
to
in
make a
planes.
decision and
There's
I got
been
into an accident.
very-
I would
Autonomous
hate the
flight has
car
been
more
around
than
for
if I had
ages.
to make that decision.
But that's
only,
your.
like,
I'd be like, you know what, I did my best.
If that
anymore.
happened, it's very likely that if there was a
And even
human
then, there's,
driver,
like,
the crash
robotic
would have just
assist.
been worse because you would have reacted in time. And like in the
almost
last few
the same.
seconds before a crash, an autonomous car can make the right decisions for what to do with the car before a human can, who might just be in shock.
It could react
Yeah.
so much
You could
faster than
react
you.
so slowly.
It could probably. There's a lot of
If a
accidents.
car-
It would be able to avoid that you couldn't.
If a car just like flipped over the median, it was like you're about to like head on it, and a crash is inevitable. Outside of control of whoever's driving, like an autonomous car would be able to make it so it hits just at the right angle that you like won't die, or like that you won't get crushed by whatever.
Or
It can
like
use
that
that
to
way
mitigate
faster.
I think
damage.
that's interesting. I think it would be
Making
cool to
a
have.
car
Every
designed
car,
to
yeah.
crash in the safest way possible. I mean,
Yes,
that's what cars
that
are
would be
designed
cool.
as.
That's basically all they're
but-
doing. Like you can train.
They're designing cars to like
robots
crumple
can go in a straight
Yeah.
line, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's like it's really just mitigating
damage.
That's
And then
like,
who would
I mean,
you
cars
consider at fault,
already
like,
do
for-
that
for
today
those kind of
with
stuff?
like
Yeah.
auto brakes and stuff like that.
Yo,
It's
Fucking
just
hate
scaling
auto
that up.
brakes.
I don't know. Some
Like,
part of me is
Tesla's
still
already
not
starting to
comfortable
do it.
with that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, so much
I've
more
seen
that
got
software
it so
spec.
far.
I've seen autopilot like videos of them like reacting to stuff like, and that's baby auto driving. Like that's
Yeah,
just
I'm sure my hesitation is the same as like people who have never been in cars and they're like, oh, these horseless carriages,
haven't
like
you
I don't
been-
trust
yeah, no,
it.
haven't you
It's the
been,
same
like,
as that.
yeah,
but haven't you been on a
Cars
plane
would be
before?
automatic,
That's
like,
different.
fixed.
I mean,
I have a
plane
weird
flight.
thing
It is
with
not.
I've only been on a plane like
There's,
6 times,
something
so
on the road,
I
it's
except for, like,
turns
prop
slightly and
planes
it
is
shoves me
all
back in the
automated.
It is.
Autopilot.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
annoying.
no.
That's where autopilot comes from.
Planes are safe because we've been removing the
Yeah.
pilot over the years.
But there's
not
a human.
Really.
No,
Yeah.
there's only
Yeah.
a human
Yeah.
element
Yes,
in safe harbor
absolutely.
landing.
By the same time.
I've only been on a
number
plane
one
like
reason
6
planes
times in my
crash
life,
is
so I really
Be
can't.
trained.
But
Yeah, of
Machines
course.
can't-
but the thing is,
No, but there's-
although plane flight is actually safer than
There's just
driving,
so much face.
where the plane just
plane flight
catastrophically
is
failed
safer
and
than
died.
pretty much anything
Yeah.
you
Oh,
can do
yeah.
on the ground.
No, look at Boeing. Just because their software
That's
fails.
yeah,
But
no,
you-
that's
Also, way
that's
less traffic,
rare.
way less air
No, it
traffic.
is.
the
But that-
software
yeah,
Apparently,
failed
the
because
congestion in the sky
software
versus
would have
Eight hour and
worked.
an 8 hour
The
engineer.
The software would have worked if
Guys.
they actually made it known,
If
but
they
they
actually
covered
paid
it
real
up.
engineers to do it.
Not $9 an hour interns to
I
write their
think it was
software.
an
Yeah.
8 hour. And
That's just like a business like.
Isn't that what
failing.
happened to the
That's Boeing.
347?
That's Boeing.
the
Yeah, they
777?
paid
Max,
they paid
yeah.
$9 an hour interns to do it.
That's so
in
funny.
India.
Oh, I remember
Yeah,
they tried
that's
to
to
blame
do
that
what?
on the government
That's not
To work on
shutdown.
software for a
Pilot
plane.
Boeing said it.
I remember they tried to blame that on the
That's
government shutdown, like, oh, there wasn't enough air traffic control or whatever. And it's like, yeah, okay,
No,
fucking
yeah.
make your program right.
So
the
that's a
first time,
human
idiot.
error because it came from humans skimping out. They're like, we don't need to pay that much for this software that might kill hundreds of people. Like that's a decision we made.
Yeah, and it
You
gave
know?
like a false positive, and it crashed the plane into the
Yeah,
ground
exactly. Like
twice.
I mean, the crazy thing, were those accidents fatal?
what?
Yeah,
Were those crashes fatal? Were those the big
everyone
ones?
died on board
Those were the big ones, right?
in both those
Yeah.
three
Yeah.
seven. The
Wait,
What?
I'm gonna revise my statement from before. I
737. I
don't
kept
not
saying
trust
37.
autonomous. I think I would trust an autonomously driving car more so if it had been programmed via machine learning and not by another
That's basically
human.
what-
Because
No,
another
that's what
human.
it
That's what they're
That's
all.
what they're
That's
doing.
what they're doing.
It's
Yeah.
so
it
much
wouldn't be
easier.
possible otherwise. No
Is it-
person could account for anything.
Is
Everything
it
autonomous nowadays is
complete-
machine learning.
It's completely machine learning. I was
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, it's all
everything.
uploaded.
It is so
like,
much
by the
easier than
cloud.
feeding
Yeah.
it data by hand.
More
Yeah.
than you realize
That's
today
why
is
people
controlled by
drive
machine
everywhere.
learning.
They're
Like,
teaching the cars how to drive, basically.
yeah.
They're teaching the
NVIDIA
software.
does that a lot because
It would
they're into
take
self-driving cars.
a lifetime of work to code a car that could drive straight.
More than a lifetime.
I
So it would take
understand
1,000
that.
lifetimes.
Just to drive
But-
straight, not turns, not detect danger. Just press the gas and stay in a straight line.
Like,
It'll take a
Forgive me
lifetime.
if
Go-
I'm not
go
correct on this,
at
but
15 miles
our
an hour
understanding of
for
machine
30
learning is
yards,
not
and then
That's so
stop.
much
fine-tuned.
work. for a
Yo,
car.
That would take a
We are
lifetime of
not.
hard coding.
Machine learning
Exactly. That's why
isn't
they
the
have
way
the
by which we do
Tesla drivers
everything.
before
It is
them.
still
That's
a
why
fairly
they-
new
yes.
technology.
Yeah, I'll learn.
Correct me
Sure.
if I'm
It's
wrong.
new.
Isn't that their
Not-
plan
it's
to
new
have,
in the past
use taxes
15
in big
years.
cities?
Exactly.
But in the
They're just-
past
yeah, they're just
decade,
collecting
it's
data.
been-
The machine learning. That's all I have
It's
to do.
been used for so much. It's replaced like everything. Almost all of advertising is basically.
I know,
that.
and it's super big right now, but it's
Yeah,
not
that's-
something that has really been. I guess because
it
it's so
happens behind
new,
the
I'm
scenes.
hesitant. Yeah,
no
I
one
know.
realizes how much machine learning is involved in like everything.
Mm-hmm.
Facial recognition.
Well,
Entirely
I don't
machine
like. I
learning.
don't like
People,
Literally
people like to
everything
say they
Facebook
don't
does.
trust
Literally
technology,
everything
but that technology's
Google
already been
does.
implemented and they
Google's
trust it
machine
without
learning
even knowing it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like,
I know.
Google's an advertising company that
Amazon's and Amazon.
Amazon, Facebook, Google are
They're advertising.
they are machine learning. Like that's
because
what they
look
do.
at all
Yeah,
the-
but someone's life
Isn't
isn't in the
that-
balance
every
there.
website with
You know that
Facebook link
fingerprint
submits your
scanner
data to
on your
Facebook.
Yes.
right?
That's machine
Google's
learning.
like
Yep.
100 times
No,
worse,
I know
but,
that.
yeah.
That's
Like that's just the
Face
society
ID,
we live in.
entirely
Yeah.
machine
We
learning.
live in a
Look at
society.
how
Voice
much
recognition,
money
entirely
Google
machine
makes
learning.
off just all like the top
Us.
search result.
But
Like,
people's
They're
lives
taking
don't
off
hang in
us.
the balance, I
Exactly.
guess.
It's kind of disgusting we don't get paid for
Well,
it.
that's the only
Isn't
way
how-
you can
who
make
should get
it.
paid for it?
Facebook owns
Like,
Atlas,
you-
right?
you-
Which is the data
You
selling
test
company.
the thing.
We
like,
should get paid for the data they collect
trillions
from
of
us.
No, but I
times.
think
Like
it's no.
go through so many tests that you couldn't do
because
with a
individual
physical
data isn't
model.
worth much. I think it's just as like
That's how you get
collective.
machine
Yeah, as a
learning
collective.
stuff that like
Yeah,
So like,
but I'm saying, I feel
you
like
get an
wouldn't
extra
think.
penny.
So I
Like
feel
you don't
I would
this
be-
year.
when you machine learn something, you don't understand
Congratulations.
what's
Because
happening
they
in
go to,
the
like,
in
the
between
township,
parts
like,
of
you
the
have a town
testing.
fund
The
from, like,
computer
all
just
the
slowly
Yeah.
gets
data
to
that-
it.
because
you
they're all
know?
Yeah, I'm just saying
So
there
it's
should
like
the money should be
that
coming
down.
back.
Which is almost
Sit
like
on
how
it or
you
whatever.
teach a child something.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
what's
understand the
similar to
principle
that.
behind
It's
point is
like
the money
you're
should come
teaching
back.
a
Yeah, exactly. That's fine.
not
Oh, everyone gets
Someone
a
had-
penny
yeah.
a
No,
year.
I mean,
No, like, it
maybe
comes
like
back in
have-
collective path,
maybe-
like,
maybe
the
not even,
community.
like, to a town,
Oh,
maybe like
okay.
to a state or something. But like you get a share of the money that Google makes off.
Oh
something.
yay!
So maybe
We
get a small
can-
tax break or
We
something.
can pave 6 roads in New Jersey.
Would you rather have them not paved?
Dude, what the
I
fuck
mean,
are you,
true.
Danzy, ruining our roads?
Oh,
definitely
wow.
want to pave roads. We just don't
Dance.
use them.
Yo, facts. Fuck.
They're such cunts. Dude, but like they're nice. They're nice to me because I rather play soccer with them.
That's how it be.
How it be? How would be? How would be?
Yeah, but I'm down with machine learning. I'm cool with it.
You have
Oh
to
no,
be. It's
I'm
already-
down with it. I
already
think it's
happened.
such a cool
have to
technology.
be
Oh, do you
down with
remember?
it.
Do you
That's
remember?
so trustworthy.
Facebook
Have to.
made
It's already.
Yeah, I
Facebook
wouldn't-
made
I-
a software that was supposed to be like a machine learning thing, but and it was like supposed to be so efficient that it could begin teaching itself. And what it did was, it realized that like the code it was using wasn't fast enough, so it created like a new language and it began speaking to itself
That's
in its
pretty much how they
own
do it,
code
yeah.
language that like the humans couldn't understand. So they're like, we gotta shut this thing down, dude.
Because inside of any like huge machine learning project, in the in between parts where it's actually teaching itself, like
Oh, we have no clue.
Yeah.
no,
No
that's
clue.
the whole point. Because
That's
whole
exactly
of
the
machine
point.
learning
It's
is that
a
people aren't smart enough to make computers do these really complex tasks. So we just got to make computers
Yeah,
that can
'cause-
eventually make themselves.
Wait, I had this argument with
somehow.
people at school. It was like, okay, if you have this process that has the potential to do something
Yeah.
really good, but you don't know how it works, are you still going to use it? Are you going to become dependent on this thing that you don't even know how it actually works?
Well, that's
Yeah.
literally
Yeah.
what we
You don't know how the brain
and
works.
it's
to use
interesting
that.
because in that argument, I was on the side of like, yeah, even if we don't understand it, we should still use it. But now I'm like, I don't
That's
know.
what
Stop
we do
breathing,
in the
guys.
real world
I wish I could.
all the time. That's how we
know, I'm
figure out
trying to.
how drugs work. We just try shit and see what happens. That's
No,
what
we
the
do.
entire pharmaceutical industry
No, we do.
is.
We have some
Literally.
idea.
Yes,
They
but we
have-
do
they
have
have an
some
okay.
restrictions.
They have some, no, I-
Antidepressants in
Because
There's an
particular.
idea behind it. Like,
Well, yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
so
literally-
there's an understanding.
There's a lot of stuff we don't know.
I mean, under drugs making, like we know a good majority of. Like how
Oh yeah, the ones that we use in our work. But I'm
Yeah.
talking
The
about
neurological
like, on
ones
the
are-
fringe, the R&D,
Yeah.
the stuff that's
yeah,
not
yeah,
being sold
that's
right now.
that's why that's a problem though.
The spicy
Also,
stuff.
again, because we
Dude, my antiviral drugs, I barely know what they do.
again because it's like, well, especially with the brain, like you said, antidepressants. Like there's
Yeah.
so little we know about the brain
SSRIs.
on a general scale, let alone an individual
That's
scale.
why there's no antidepressant that works on like everyone. Like everyone, it's literally like a crapshoot.
Yeah,
You
it's
go to a
like, hey,
psychiatrist
try
and
this.
It's like, I don't know, and
No,
every
no,
single person is
no, you
completely
go
different.
2 week regimens
Stop
on
being
dosage.
sad.
A lot of them are much lower.
You just
I've
cheer
had
up, man.
around
Yeah.
6
Yeah.
months.
I know
Just
one
put a
cure
smile
all.
on it. Suddenly your
And I think
expression
you all
is
know what
on
that
that
cure all
It
is.
depends on the drug. It
It's not
depends on the
Thank you,
person.
Brandon.
Exactly.
Lead.
So
It's
like,
lead.
just because of what they're supposed to do from like my training was they give you 2 weeks worth as like to see how you feel after those 2 weeks. It takes 2 weeks to probably put into effect into your system.
Yeah, no,
And then they figure out from there like
that's like the lowest time frame that they do.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause,
They'll
like-
never
Yeah,
change
'cause-
something twice in 2 weeks. Like only
Yeah,
once.
definitely.
and
it's
it's
small
also
doses.
it's also difficult because as they're constantly developing like new drugs, and it's like, for example, I know they've tried people on combinations. Chasm, back me up on
Oh,
this. maybe?
combinations are ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's like you don't know
What do you
how.
mean? Tell me what you mean. Like what do you mean?
Like if you're
combination?
taking what is it?
Zolofts,
Yeah.
Lexapro, sertraline.
What's the one that's
Trazodone?
yeah
Effexor?
that trazodone.
Bupropion?
Yeah. So
Which one do you mean?
I don't know. Well, no, just
Wellbutrin?
because.
Epinephrine, desomorphine.
I mean, like, so
I
like,
don't know what I
when,
mean.
What do they do?
Look at
Give-
me.
give us what
Epinephrine
they
makes your
do.
muscles
those are all
seize up.
antidepressants.
Yeah,
It's
no,
the shit
I
they
know.
stack
There's
into you
different
when you
methods
have
of
a
doing
Yeah.
it. There's
Yeah.
SSRIs,
Yeah.
there's
Oh, shit.
SNRIs.
It reverses
There's
anaphylaxis.
whatever.
Well, I just remember I was.
Just
This
on
is just from
morphine
records I
and
was reading, but like they tested her. They tried her on
Yeah.
2 different antidepressant medications at the same time
I mean,
to see if the combination works.
That's what I do.
Ibuprofen.
It's not,
Yeah.
it's not regular. But I don't like what the doctors like
Ibuprofen
cut
for
pills
the
in half. I don't think
soul.
that's good.
What?
Cutting pills in half.
I don't know. It's
Crocodile.
I don't know. The thing is the dosage isn't homogeneous. No,
Yeah.
mixture. That's why.
Yeah.
It changes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, well, usually you only cut them in half because like that's the supply of pills you have right now, and then they
No, no,
add-
so no, no.
before they order the
No,
new
no, no.
ones.
So no. Some doctors prescribe you say they want you to take 75 milligrams of
Oh,
Zoloft, right?
I see what you're saying, and they don't make a pill.
They don't make
that
they make
combines
it
that.
75, so they make you take 50 and a half, like 1.5
Yeah.
pills.
They try to, yeah. That
Yeah.
sucks. I was in that a little bit. I forget which, but
Yeah.
So like 1.5 pills is dumb because like half a pill is not going to make a huge
Yeah.
difference between.
well, no, it depends on the drug. Like
Oh,
if it's
yeah, I mean-
if it's something like
Depends on the
Concerta, like an
concentration.
amphetamine, that will like if you up it just like 10, 20 milligrams, like that
Yeah.
might make a
It
huge
can
difference.
like
Yeah, if you took like 1.5 go pills versus just 1 go pill,
Okay.
it's like
okay, fine, you got me.
that's
there,
the difference
but, like,
between
yeah.
like
most other
cardiac
cases-
arrest and
But for
just being
example, like-
really amped.
Well, Utrin you can have at like 300 milligrams. It is actually not much different than like 200 or 150 because it's nowhere near as potent.
Yeah, it's
as
also
some
like
other
drinking
drugs.
an entire bottle of Robitussin versus drinking like a bottle and a half.
Yeah.
Dude, even iron supplements. If you take 45 milligrams, you're fine.
Yeah.
90 milligrams, you're like probably gonna
You
die.
can stick to your fridge.
But
Instant superpowers.
what's up? I mean,
I'm gonna inject
yo,
myself with pure
superpower. You
potassium.
can stick to a fridge.
Okay.
Any fridge.
It'll react
big
with your
fridge.
blood and make your arm
Yes.
explode. So.
Yo, if there's something on top of the fridge that you can't reach, you just stick to it and
called-
like use yourself as a
called being
lever.
You just don't wanna be
tall,
healthy.
That's the power.
I
wanna know what that
guys, I
feels
just don't want
like.
to be
I know.
healthy.
No, if
I'm
you-
over it.
You just don't want to be healthy. That's
You
what
play
you're
hide and
stopping.
seek.
Yeah.
You can stick yourself to the side of the fridge. No one can find you.
I think they could see you.
I don't think that impacts invisibility.
No, like
Yeah.
like the top
Or just
side.
get bitten by a radioactive
I
spider.
think no fridge is big enough for like no normal fridge is big enough for you to like lay on top of and be like unseen.
Yeah.
Maybe an
Wanna-
industrial
maybe
sized
your poor people
refrigerator.
fridges.
Wanna
Oh, yeah.
bet.
Okay.
Maybe your
Those
poor
huge,
people
like free-
fridges.
industrial, like walk-in
So much
freezer.
Yeah.
You have a
My
kitchen
meat
industrial
locker.
fridge in your kitchen.
The meat locker,
My
okay.
quarter shipping, my shipping container full of meat. That's also
The meat
really cold
yard.
inside for some reason.
You gotta keep meat cold though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta keep me cold.
It's like when you
Yo.
kill someone in Minecraft and it just says mystery meat.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yo,
Yeah, I don't know where that came from.
What?
Do you know where the mystery meat's coming from?
Dead
Yeah.
people.
No, that's when you kill players.
Soylent Green.
When you kill players, they drop mystery.
It's made of people.
Brand's like, I've been eating that.
I eat mystery meat
Yeah,
all the
I've been
time.
eating it.
I've been eating
Looks
it.
like mutton.
It's the same thing as pork chops
Yeah.
or steak.
Very
I feel like we should
Pricing
clarify the
wise.
purpose of that we're talking about a game. I think.
No, we are. Yeah.
Okay.
Minecraft.
God, Martin, we
They're
should've
not
just, like,
actually
killing
going
each other
around eating
constantly
people.
for meat.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god, yes.
I should have just let you keep eating me. That would have been my best
That's an
contribution.
amazing
for you.
idea.
No, actually, I would have been better off having you stab yourself 100 times
Yeah, honestly,
into the blood altar,
Yes.
and then I finish you off.
That's what you gotta do.
probably.
But
Actually, no, it wouldn't be, because if you die while you're doing a blood sacrifice,
Oh, reset.
on your next life, you actually give a lot less blood each time you prick yourself. so.
Oh, I didn't know that. I went down to half a
looked it
heart
up.
when
Be
the first
careful.
time I did it. So
I
I
really
looked
wish
it
this
up.
were real life.
This
Blood
game is so weird. I
sacrifice.
was
Yeah,
literally
it's sick.
sitting there cutting myself for like 30 minutes.
wait, what game?
Minecraft.
Minecraft
Whoa.
is blood magic.
260
'Cause you need
three
so
mods.
much
Playing
blood.
the real version of
Wait, what do you do? What?
Well, you
So
get
in
started.
order to do certain spells, you need to like really you need blood magic, and like basically it's just magic fueled by blood sacrifices. And so in order to do that, you have to inflict damage to yourself
Holy-
with this
what?
sword.
I think eventually you can get like
That'd be so
mobs
cool
that
in
you
real
just
life.
like eviscerate and like use their blood. There's a
Not
bunch
practical,
of creepy
but-
ways to get blood. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
you start
entire,
out just by using a knife and literally.
that entire mod.
That's
is
actually so
messed
dark.
up.
Wow.
That's
No,
blood
that
magic.
the
Blood
entire
magic.
mod is really messed up.
Okay.
Because there
It's pretty
are
messed up.
ones where you require like an adult animal, and you have to slaughter it within the vicinity of the altar.
That's actually a thing. Yeah. That's all Dylan would do when I would play PAX. It's like his favorite mod. Should I be concerned? Is that like?
yeah,
That
you
should be
should
very
be.
concerning.
Warnings.
I need
The
to
fact
call
that
someone
Dylan
about
is like
that.
the most intrigued by the blood sacrifice
Oh, he
mod.
really likes blood. And a lot.
I think he might be a vampire.
He probably is.
Just to like.
Honestly, that
He's
wouldn't
better for
surprise
that.
me.
Does he go outside in the sun?
Yeah.
Can he see his reflection in a mirror?
I don't know.
How does he
I
feel
don't know.
about garlic?
Oh, I don't
Does he
know.
sleep in a coffin?
No, he does not.
These are all the really
Okay, his room is basically a coffin. But
okay.
He doesn't really have any blood in his body, though.
That's true.
Yeah.
Dylan looks like
Dylan looks like
he's
he'd be a
filled with
vampire.
saline.
Oh god.